All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third webinar in our series titled Mentally Tough with Dr. Gary Sales. I'm Paxton Mans, the Junior Golf Director at Indiana Golf, and I will be Doc's co-host tonight. Indiana Golf is very happy to be working with Doc to offer this series of webinars. Just a friendly reminder to mute your phones or computers since we do have a lot of people on tonight's call. Your questions are encouraged, so please use the chat function to ask your question. I'll relay those to Doc at the end. Tonight, we'll be discussing the confidence factor. Doc, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, works for me, and thank you so much for introducing me. Let's have some fun, folks. Donna Spears in the house. Hi, Donna. So let's have some fun tonight. I'm going to start with a quick review and then get right into it. So let me pull the slides up, everyone. And I got to warn you guys, if you appear on my side screen, I'm going to be picking on you. So Mike Z, Jason Foster, Joe A. Hey, Dr. Rob, you're there, man. So, which screen do you see? Do you see the title screen? Is that okay? Yep. Good. Let's get started. I'm going to move this over if I can. Well, it's not letting me, so that's fine. I'll just stay over there. And okay, we're good. All right, let's begin. All right, the confidence factor. My. You know, I was a team sport guy, played hoops, played football, you know, and sometimes, you know, when you're not feeling it, you know, some guys, when the play is running away from you in football, you know, you can take a short break, but you can't do that in golf. Every shot matters, you know, but I'll tell you something else too. One of the things that I learned through my work over the years, a lot of people give shots away. You know why? Because they don't believe in their execution. I read an article in Golf Digest just a couple months ago about a tour pro who's been retired for about 15 years. And he said, I was too obsessed with my swing. In other words, I never got it right, you know, so he was never really confident in his swing and he kept tweaking it and tweaking it. I can't begin to tell you, I believe, and a lot of people believe, and I'm sure Dr. Bell will say the same thing, your confidence is your greatest weapon. I don't care how far you hit your driver or make those putts. The day you lose confidence in that club, you're done. It's not going to work. I'm telling you that right now. So the confidence factor. This is one of my favorite presentations because this is everything. This is everything that we do. You know, confidence is laid in. So let's begin. All right. Want to start with a quick review. You know, I've been studying this for years and years and years and years, better part of 30 years. And I've read all kinds of definitions of what mental toughness is. Bottom line, mental toughness is programmed, disciplined thinking. You come out on the course programmed and disciplined in your thinking, you're going to play your best golf. Now, there are a lot of components to that, and that's why I itemize these presentations. A little bit here, a little bit there, and then at the end, we put it together in the pre-shot routine because that's where we have what I call convergence. But what is mental toughness? You know, I'll tell you, you know, I have seen so many guys at the elite level, Wimbledon final, Steffi Graf, and I can't remember her opponent. It was the finals of Wimbledon. Steffi was down. She lost the first set. She was down like 5-2 in the second and came back and won it, all right? Her opponent was crying. Bottom line, what happened was she changed her thinking from playing to win to playing not to lose. That little undisciplined thinking cost her the final of Wimbledon. Trust me when I tell you, when I say programmed, I'm going to give you bits and pieces of what that means throughout the entire webinar, and we started a few weeks ago. But let's simplify. And I like to think that the brain works best when we simplify. The smaller the target, the better the brain likes it. 2 weeks ago, we talked about the zone. What is the zone? It's that mind-body connection, that place where everything comes together and you play your best golf. And it is a delicate balance. Hey, folks, it is so delicate. Mike Z, I'm sure you've been there, man. I'm sure you've said, wow, I'm in the zone. Then all of a sudden, bam, she's gone, okay? She's gone. You know, I call her flow. And the moment you don't give her what she wants, And that is that balance and stop thinking so much. She's gone. It's a delicate balance between the mental, which I call your focus, your emotional, playing with confidence, the physical, obviously you're not tired, you're engaged, and you're really ready to play. And for me, the spiritual means this is fun. There's no place I'd rather be. When all of that converges, you have your best chance of entering the zone. So I want to share with you my mentor, Harvey Dorfman, who's no longer with us, one of the top sports psychologists, performance psychologists in Major League Baseball. When I was with the Brewers, he took me under his wing, and he told me something that I thought was pretty cool. And I want to share that with you all right? The eyes are the key to the door to the zone. In other words, with the eyes, and if you focus on what the eyes see, you can put yourself in a narrow focus, quiet your mind, and that's when you hit your best shot. So the key to the zone are the eyes, and the more narrower the focus, the easier it is to get into the zone. Learned that from Harvey because he had worked with Pete Rose and a few other guys in the major leagues. And so I've applied that to every ball sport that I work with, and certainly with golf as well. But the zone, we talked about that last week. It's that place where everything comes together and you play your best. And you really have to not lose sight of the fact that it is a delicate balance. But the moment you say, wow, I'm in the zone, it's gone. It's gone. So I interviewed a few of you last week, Mike Z, Jason Foster, Joe, Dr. Bell. We've interviewed lots and lots of athletes at all the levels, and I interviewed some of you guys 2 weeks ago. I asked you, what was it like when you shot your lowest score? What was that like? And I put together this list just for you guys, okay? I played with confidence. Doc, I was pretty confident, man. I just believed in myself. Everything felt automatic. It was so little effort, and it was instinctive. In other words, I just relied on my training. I was relaxed, Doc, and it was calm. You know, there's no panic. I was focused, and as a result, my mind was quiet. There wasn't a lot of chatter. I felt challenged, but I wasn't threatened. And man, Doc, it was fun. This is what you told me 2 weeks ago. So this is what the ideal performance state feels like. And how do you get there? Well, I'm going to show you guys. We are going to do goal setting, and this is in the future, and I'll tell you the story how I arrived at that. But there are two types of goals. There are the outcome goals, which you really don't have control over, which you never should bring to the course. And then there are what I call performance goals that you can control, which are the only things you bring to the course. More on that later. But when you are focused on your performance goals, the ideal performance state has a better chance of emerging. Let's go on. So the keys to entering the zone, and again, we talked about this last night, is you got to come with intent, and that is your game plan, and your game plan is your course management. You got to have a disciplined focus, and those are your targets. And when you focus on your targets, it just captures you into a narrow focus and keeps you in the moment. But the focus of tonight's presentation is confidence. Okay, this is what I want everybody to do. We did this a little bit 2 weeks ago. I want you guys to do this right now. I want you to just sit back in your chair, shake your head, no, and say, I can't. Just say, I can't. And I want you to think about how that feels. I can't. I can't. Just say it to yourself. I can't. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to say, I got this. Say it to yourself. I got this. And if you don't feel different just by saying those words, then I want you to go a little bit deeper, because when you say I got this, you are stimulating a different brain center, generally the hippocampus, all right? And you don't see things as a threat, you see it as a challenge. But when you say I can't, you see that object in front of you as a threat, and you're stimulating the amygdala, and the body just doesn't want to work. The neural pathways don't function as well. Yeah, neurolinguistics is powerful. The conversation you have with yourself, man, does that set the stage. So that's why I want you, when you're over the ball, and we're going to really get into this at the pre-shot routine, which is about 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks ahead of us. I got this. Everybody say it again. I got this. Say it to yourself. I got this. 3 of the most powerful words you can say to yourself when you're on the golf course. I got this. I don't care if it's a birdie putt, eagle putt, par putt, bogey putt, double bogey putt. I don't care. You got to say that over every shot. Here we go. Okay, the confidence factor. Here's my guy, Jeff Overton. Love Jeff. I remember him from IU. He was one of our majors. He played golf for IU and went out on tour. Love Jeff. But the confidence factor. All right. A lot of people don't define confidence like this, but I ran upon this in my research, and I wanted to share this with you guys, okay? And Mike Z, this is, you know, you were out there at Eagle Creek, Mike, working on that distance putts, and I saw you, man. I was saying, yeah, look at Mike. He's moving those balls really good. I saw you, man. You were believing in yourself. The confidence factor. What is confidence? This one writer wrote the belief in one's capacity to complete a task. Obviously, that's just one way as it's applied to performance in sport, okay? We could dichotomize it and detail it, but for our use, we're going to say it's the belief in one's capacity to complete a task. Sink the putt, make the drive, get on greens in regulation, getting up and down, you know, things like that. But here's the thing that you guys got to remember. Any gap in belief and task requirements will lead to doubt and fear. Any gap in your belief and your ability to accomplish the task will lead to fear and doubt. So let's go from there. I love this little image, man. This little kid he's powerful, man. Yes, nailed it. Okay, love this kid. The confidence factor. Okay, I personally believe, having worked in multiple sports at the highest level, belief in yourself is your greatest weapon. It's not rhetoric, people. It's not cliche. It's real. Oh man, is it real? Okay, so here's what the research, and this is kind of like a summary of the research. And this is neurolinguistics, okay? Neurolinguistics 101. Oh man, don't work with me, because if you come to me with the wrong language, I'm going to correct you. Okay. Hey man, can you do this? And I said, maybe I can. Nope, don't want to hear it, because maybe I can is the fringes of fear. Well, I think I can. Don't want to hear that either. Okay. You know what I want to hear. Okay. I know I can. I know I can. That's what I want to hear. Even when I'm working with my students who are about, I think I'm going to try to get a job in, no. Either you're going to own it and you're going to make it happen or not. What's it going to be? And I make that correction. I think I'm going to know. I want to know. What are you going to do? I'm going to put this ball in the fairway, and then I'm going to put it on the green, hopefully in proximity, and then I'm going to make one putt and get the heck out of there. And that's the plan. That's the plan. Let's go back. That's the plan. And I tell my guys, what are you going to do on this hole? There's my target, and then I'm going to get, and let's be realistic. If you're 150, 200 yards out from the green, hole proximity is a non-issue for my players. Getting it in the middle of the green, getting it on the green so you got the flat stick in your hand when you walk up, that's the priority. But more on that later when we get to course management. But I love this. Yes, nailed it. This little kid, and I put this image there intentionally for you guys, okay? This little kid, look at the determination on this kid, all right? And if you're like me, if he can do it, I can do it. And what he's maybe about 1 or 2 years old, all right? But yes, nailed it. So your confidence is without a doubt your greatest weapon. And having worked with some of the best athletes on the planet, I can tell you their confidence is off the roof. Some of you would probably categorize it as arrogance and things like that, but that's not what we do. It's they know they can, no doubt. Look at the language of Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba, okay? Kobe Bryant, there's no chink in his armor. There was no chink in his armor, and he called it quits when his body gave out on him. That's what I'm talking about. And I see it often, and I believe that. So no, it's not about maybe. It's not about thinking that you can. You have to know. And then, does that guarantee success? Of course not. But it does guarantee, or at least facilitates, your best performance. And that's what we want here. And that's your best chance of winning. Okay? So, for me, and I am very detailed when I work with my golfers, I don't want your confidence tied to anything that you don't have direct control over. That is winning the tournaments, impressing the heck out of your opponents. I don't even want my opponents going, my clients going for a score. That was yesterday. You shot a 65 yesterday. Forget about it. Today, we're going back to our performance goals. And for my guys, it's about greens and regulation. That's what we play for. So I want confidence tied exclusively to the things that my players have total control over. And that is moving the ball from point A to point B within the confines of a game plan. All right. And that is a function of your course management. So the ability to move the ball from point A to point B. Anything else is a distraction. All right. Time to do an experiment. I want everyone to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do it. Get a pencil and paper. Go ahead. All right. I'm going to take you guys through an exercise. And I'm going to show you why it is important that you have what I call disciplined thinking. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? I think I lost it. Oh, boy. We back? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, my computer does that now and then. Okay, so I want everybody to have pencil and paper. All right, we did this 2 weeks ago. Why is it important to have disciplined thinking when you play? Because anything else is a distraction. And I'm going to prove it right now with a simple task of writing your name. And this is what so many of my golfers do. And I tell them, cut it out. Don't do that anymore. This is what I want you to do. Very slowly, write your first, middle, and last names. Go ahead. Your first, middle, and last name. For me, that would be Gary Allen Sales. All right. Now I want you to do it again with your eyes closed. Go ahead. Gary Allen Sales would be what I write. Write it again with your eyes closed. All right. Now, if you did it with your eyes closed, you should have been able to connect with it. You could feel it a little bit. All right. And that's only because of what you guys call muscle memory. But, just practice and you become very familiar with it. And you're even able to, from an abstract perspective, be aware of it. And you can even feel it a little bit. So again, close your eyes and write your first, middle, and last name. Connect with it this time and just give into it. All right. Okay. Now, last one. I want you to write your first, middle, and last name, but at the same time, simultaneously, I want you to count backwards from 100 by 3. All right, out loud so that you can hear it. And I want you to write your name. Go ahead. And I want you to count out loud backwards from 100 by 3s. If that didn't disrupt your symmetry, okay, and that was the intent, to disrupt the symmetry of a simple task like writing your name. Now imagine when you're doing that and you're hitting a golf ball, and you know what I consider to be those disruptors? Swing thoughts. Swing thoughts. Too many swing thoughts, or fear, or a lack of focus on the target, lack of trust. It could be any number of things, okay? So, and look at the names. That last one had a distraction, and it should be a little bit different than the others, than the other 3 or 4 that we wrote, okay? That's how delicate the balance is: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And all I did was give you a mental distraction. Imagine if you are tired, you're not having fun, you're emotionally drained, or you're scared, or mentally you're just thinking about a lot of different things. That's why it is so important that you have what I call disciplined thinking. If your cup is full, and it's full of just maybe a couple items, the other stuff can't get in. All right. So your confidence is your ability to move the ball to your intended target, and that's actual. That's when you were out there. And I want you, now, here's something that's really interesting. When you're standing over the ball, you have a few seconds at address, and I'm going to tell you right now what you think during that pre-shot routine towards address really matters a lot, because a lot of people think about the shot. The last time I had this shot, I missed, or the last time I had this shot, baby, down the cup, down the middle of the fairway, or right in the middle of the green, or right to the center of the cup. We have free will. Which do you choose to think about? Mike Z, I'm sure you were thinking about getting that ball close to those tees that I had you, all right, that you had on the course, all right? So the ability to move the ball to your intended target and always visualize success. And we have a choice. You can visualize success, or you can visualize what I call trauma. I don't know about you all, but I'm thinking I want this ball to go there, and that's where I want it to end up. Okay, trust. Trust, I'm going to tell you, you can't build trust without doing the work, and that's just practice. Put in the time at the range. And that's folks, and then if it works on the range, that doesn't mean it's going to work on the course because of the conditions and things like that. And I know, but at the range, you're not building a swing, you're building confidence as well. You're building confidence as well. And that's why it's important to hit a whole bunch of balls until you get it right. And then once you get it right, you own it, and then you come back and do it again, and then you come back and do it again. I love the story of Vijay Singh the year he became #1. Vijay said, I just outworked everybody at the range. And I love the stories that Tiger tells about how, well, Jack Nicklaus was at, I think it wasn't Bay Hill. It was a course in Orlando where they live. What's the name of that course in Orlando where all the pros live? It might be Bay Hill for all I know. But at any rate, so Arnold is talking about how this is when Tiger Face came out. And Tiger, it's the torrential rain, and they noticed this kid out at the tee box, at the driving range hitting balls. It was Tiger, and it was raining, and he was the only one out there. Do the work, because his thing was, I got to play in the rain, so I may as well practice in the rain to get used to it. He was preparing for success. This is the only way that your instincts will kick in and allow you to play in the zone. You really got to believe. You got to trust. You got to do the work. And you have to believe in your ability to move the ball from point A to point B. And you need that intent. You need that intent, because that's what the brain is looking for. Otherwise, it could pretty much go anywhere. And I'll even share with you guys a little bit of advice. The smaller the target, the greater the likelihood that you're going to get that ball to that target. So instead of aiming for a branch or a side of the tree, some people say, I aim for a leaf on the tree. All right. Or there's a house or a church in the distance, and I aim for the steeple at the top of the church. The smaller the target, the narrower the focus, the better the brain likes it, and it cooperates. All right. And this is the only way the instincts will kick in. Okay. Now, circles of influence. I love this little test. Okay. Let me explain what this means. External control here, and I've got my cursor moving here. This means I feel like I'm in control of my environment. Bunker? What bunker? Water? What water? Out of bounds? I don't see any out of bounds. I'm going to take it even further. Here's what I say. There's a bunker. There's out of bounds. And there's my target. Do you understand? The out of bounds and the targets and the trees and all that stuff are important with regard to you selecting your target, and then you lock into your target. Over here, it's like, oh my God, there's water. Oh man, this is a narrow fairway. All these freaking trees, man. And it's like, wow, OB, are you kidding me? That's this over here, where all of these things are impacting you, okay? And you don't feel like you have any control. Over here, it's like, yeah, bunker to the left, water in front of the green. Yeah, it's a narrow fairway. Oh, wow, look at that, out of bounds. Tricky Dicky trying to get me. That's a person that's under control. That's a person that sees it. Well, I guess I got to leave the big dog in the bag and get my 3-wood out, or maybe a driving iron, whatever you got, you know. But this is, oh my God, and this is, I got this. This is, oh my God, and this is, I got this. Yeah, I'm controlling my environment, where over here the environment controls you. And it is nothing more than just disciplined thinking, folks. It's disciplined thinking, okay? And you know what I like though? Because the opposite is true also. You know, how many of you remember Tin Cup? The end of Tin Cup, he gets a 12 on the final hole, hitting all those shots, and then the final one goes in. Well, he was over here, wasn't he? Okay. So I just want to let you know that we can engage in overkill with this as well. But over here, this is a fun way to play. This is a fun way to live your life. It's kind of like when you walk in the room, you're not intimidated. And as a speaker, Rob Bell, I'm sure as a speaker, you walk in, you know, we walk in, I got this, I'm going to rock this crowd tonight, you know, and they're like, I remember I did a presentation in Florida at the National Student Leadership Conference, 2,500 kids, largest group I ever talked to. I walked in that room, man, ready to rock and roll. I wasn't intimidated. And that's what you got to do, all right? You know why we go here? Because we choose to think about our bad shots. Over here, we think, what if? Over here, we're thinking about, you know, mistakes and trouble. And over here, you're thinking about success. All right. And that's the difference. You gotta, you know, like I said, it is your greatest weapon. Okay. So in conclusion, and this is a shorty today, I want a mental anchor. What is a mental anchor? That thing that takes you to a place where every time this anchor holds a ship in place, an anchor is heavy, an anchor, you know, it goes to the bottom and that ship is not going to move. In our profession, we believe you are what you think, you become what you believe. A mental anchor that I teach my guys before you execute any shot from driver to putter, and everybody say those 3 words, come on, in unison, I got this. Come on, everybody. Turn your mics on. Come on. Everybody turn your mics on. Come on. Turn your mics on. Everybody, okay?
I got this.
We're going to do this. Come on, everybody. Turn your mics on. I say 3, we're going to say, I got this, okay? 1,
I got this.
2, 3. I got this.
I got this.
That's what you got to say when you're over every shot, everybody. And if you don't, I'm gonna whoop that butt, y'all. Come play me. I'm gonna get in your pocket because I'm gonna take your money. Okay. All right. Let me get this off. And hey, Rob, this is for you. If you're still here, Rob Bell, Gary Sales, PhD. Would love to hear from you, man. All right.
I'm here, buddy.
Okay. Would love that. That's my contact information. And if you shoot me that, I'll give you my telephone number and we can hook up. Okay.
Got it, bud.
Okay, good. Donna, how you doing, girl?
I'm great. I got this.
I got this. All right.
I should have said that earlier today. I didn't.
All right. And hey, you know what, Donna? That's the game. That's the game. Some days the ball goes where you want it to. Other days it goes there sometimes. And then other days it doesn't go and you just got to scramble. But I don't know about you. And this is confidence. Sometimes, and everyone stay with me on this, a scrambling par feels just as good as a birdie. I'm not going to lie. You hit that drive and it's in the rough. You hit that rough shot and it goes into the other rough. And then you hit it close to the green and then you get up and, you know, and then you chip it in for par. I don't know about you. I've been there, done that.
Oh, well, yeah.
The thing is, I never give up. I never let the course beat
me. No.
As a matter of fact, am I the only one that talks to the course? Oh, yeah, you got me today. Yeah, you sneaky devil. That putt looked like it was going left. I remember playing in the mountains of Tennessee, Gatlinburg. First time I ever saw a putt go up a 45-degree incline. First, I played that putt maybe about a foot right of the hole, and it went away from the hole, and it was a 45-degree incline going down. And they didn't warn us about that. Funniest thing. But at any rate, questions. I am going to take this opportunity to answer any questions that you guys may have. And there's the chat room. There's one in the chat.
Oh, chat. We've got a chat. Okay, sorry.
Is this a kid meeting or adults? It's for everybody.
Okay, so I have a question. I don't have a question.
If you can swing a club, come on. If you can swing a club, come on. We would love to have you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Donna.
Okay, so this isn't a question. It's more of a comment, and you covered it. I've listened to this like 100 times. I let myself today. I was caught off guard, and I was partnered with someone who just totally irritates me every time I hear their voice. And so I was trying really hard to kind of like focus and get in the zone and block them out. And I think I wasn't prepared when I got there. And I was just like, oh, and that attitude just took me away. But I won't let that happen again, because now I know she's back from Florida. And so I will mentally be prepared that if that happens, how to block her out. But she talks constantly right when you're getting ready to do your shot, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and it's just not good golf etiquette also, but it's very, you know, it's very,
well, I'll tell you,
distressing.
Donna, I can get away with this because of my crazy personality, because Donna, I'm going to say, girlfriend, will you please shut up so I can hit my shot? And then give her a hug or something like that, you know. Now, I don't know what because I do that with my playing buddies. We get to talking, or somebody will say, on the tee, but it's a big joke, but it's serious,
like the on the tee, yeah. But then it's all through, and it's like, oh, it's a terrible day. Oh, my golf game is awful. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shut up.
Well,
and,
I would say, take control of the situation, you know, that's one of those distractions. Take control of the situation. And if the person is so difficult that you can't control them, keep distance between you and them. Now, if it's your cart buddy,
no,
I'm sorry.
My own cart. no, what happened? We had the opportunity to purchase, like, to have single carts because of COVID. So I opted to have a single cart, and I see that's very beneficial to me. But what I did toward the end, the last 2 holes were the best holes, because what I did when she started, then I did what you said here. If you have a doubt, then you start all over again with the whole routine. So 2 times, then she started. And so then I walked away from the ball and kind of, you know, just kind of did something, did a little something, then came back. She started again. I walked away. And the 3rd time she didn't start. So in a way that was sort of controlling.
Yeah, control the situation. That's what I would tell you.
Okay.
Control the situation. And even though it's a human being, you know, for me, I'm always playful, joking around. That's my reputation.
Yeah.
And I was like, girlfriend, will you please shut up so I can hit this shot? You know, and that's me though. I can get away with that because of my reputation and stuff. But I would say control the situation any way that you can, obviously respectfully. I choose to use humor.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I choose.
And I just started over, and she's like, okay.
Or here's one. Okay. I'm getting ready to putt, and my cart partner walked behind me, and I walked away from my putt. I looked him dead in the eye, and I said, "No, you didn't." You know I mean? No, you didn't. You know, I said, "Yeah," you know, just like that. But like I said, being playful, smiling, and everything. Ooh, Doc, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then they'll always say, right when you get ready to putt, show us how to do it. Show us how to do it. And I think women are different than men, because when you play with men, they don't constantly, oh, that's good. That's good. That's a great shot. Oh. And after every shot, I guess that's golf etiquette. But when you play with men, they're not constantly reinforcing, oh, you'll get better next time. Oh, well, that's not so bad. When it's like horrible. Oh, well, that's not so bad.
I'm gonna say, Donna, read the book, Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah,
And that book
I
talks
read
about
that.
the different communication styles of men
Yeah,
and
I
women.
read it.
And even though what you said may appear to be stereotypical, girlfriend, it is true.
I read the
We
book.
compartmentalize, and women, they process information and everything's interrelated. Men, we keep everything in separate drawers. You know,
Yeah.
when I'm playing, I'm playing. When I'm talking, I'm talking. I don't try to do both at the same time.
Yeah, and when women want to talk, oh,
Yes.
yesterday I did this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Questions?
Thanks.
Paxton, are you gonna? Okay, go.
I got one for you. So Jeff asked, what strategies do you have for resetting when your round is falling apart 6 holes in?
Okay, what do you do to reset? Well, the first thing is to not panic. That is the first thing. Don't panic. Now, a lot of times when the round isn't going, it could be for a number of reasons. So one of the things that we teach, and I'm sure Dr. Bell will probably agree, is sometimes it's about self-management. You know, you're managing the course, but mental toughness is about self-management. So here's what I do. Was it Jeff R-E-I-N-E that asked that question? Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff, here's what you do, man. Stand away from the ball and just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath, man. And that acknowledges it. And you're just letting symbolically and also neurochemically, you're letting all the toxins out. You just go, all right. And then from there, refocus on the game plan. Stay in the moment. It's about the ball. If it's a swing, if the ball has a tendency like it's going left or it's going right, I subscribe to Ledbetter's philosophy. If you're hitting it right for a right-handed player, move the ball back. If you're hitting it left, move it up. Do you understand? In other words, make adjustments with the ball rather than the swing. And then there are days, like for instance, I had a player, one of my clients, he won a couple tournaments in a row, and then he had a day, and we happened to both play that same day, and it was extremely windy, okay? Jeff, when it's windy, I know that my greens in regulation are gonna go down. I know that I'm gonna have to scramble all day. So I program my head for it. If it's a nice day, I'm gonna get a lot of greens, probably between 10 and 12. But if it's windy, I'm only gonna get maybe between 7 and 9 greens. And I've had sometimes where I played, I only got 6 greens. But if you can believe this, Jeff, I scrambled and got up and down 6 out of 10 times, okay? So you just adjust, Jeff. You just simply adjust. But the main thing is don't panic. Take a deep breath, refocus, and stay at it. And if you have to go into scramble mood, the main thing is this: just don't give in to the bad play. Just don't give it. Everybody's going to have that day, Jeff. You had yours, okay? That's the way I like to say it. You had yours, but don't give up the game. Don't sell the clubs. Don't change balls. Just say that was your day. Go home, take a nap, eat a steak, have a glass of wine, and just say, I got it tomorrow, okay? Sometimes that's exactly what I do, all right? When I shoot in the 80s, that's what I do, man. I just say, it just wasn't my day. But I was outside, I exercised, the weather was nice, the company was good. I'm looking for my fun. When I was coaching high school tennis, there were 3 things we looked for. Number 1, did you play well? That was always first important. Number 2, did you have fun? Number 3, did you win the contest? And notice that number 3 was specifically number 3, okay? So Jeff, you got 3 things to work on, man. You can have fun, you can play well, win the contest. And if you get 1 out of 3, 33%, you know, in Major League Baseball, man, that makes you a multimillionaire, bruh. if you got a batting average of 333, you're a multimillionaire, man. So it's all relative, Jeff, okay? At least try to have fun.
All right. Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome, man.
All right, we have a question from Xander. He said, how do I control mood change on the golf course due to one bad shot?
Okay, good. All right. This is something that I work with my players before we go to the course. I would, you know, when I did my first sessions, I had a picture of a guy laying down. He had missed a 2-foot putt. And he was laying on the course like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this putt. Okay. Well, who asked that question? Because I want to be able to address them.
I did.
Xander did.
Xander, okay, Xander, okay. Xander, do you know any golfer in the world that doesn't hit a bad shot?
Nope.
Go ahead, turn your mic on. Go ahead.
No.
All right. Xander, have you ever played golf and hit 18 birdies?
Nope.
Has anybody? In other words, the
No.
best-selling book, no, the number 2 best-selling book in golf is Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Bob Rotella, okay? It is a part of the game. Xander, you are going to hit bad shots as long as you play this game. And if they bother you, man, I suggest you just, take up knitting or something, okay? Xander, it's a part of the game. Okay, let me tell you the different ways that people deal with it. Angel Jimenez, I get 3 bogeys every round, okay? Well, there's a bogey, there's 1, I got 2 more to go. And then he'll hit another, oh, there's my 3rd, I got 1 more to go. All right, all the bogeys are gone, now I can start getting birdies and pars and stuff. In other words, it's a part of the game that we accept. We don't attach our ego to a bad shot. We don't attach our self-worth to a bad shot. We don't attach any part of our ego to a bad shot. We just simply accept the fact that it's part of the game. Now, let me ask you a question, Xander. What do you call a bad shot? You see, here's my definition of a bad shot. A bad shot is a shot that puts an extra stroke on your card. I call that an error. Bad shots, okay, I missed the fairway, but can I still put it on the green? Yep, not a bad shot. Okay, so I had a 6-foot putt and I missed it, all right? But the comeback is only 2 inches. Was that a bad shot? No, why? Because it didn't put a score on an extra stroke on my card. So what I do with my players, the people I work with, is instead of calling it a bad shot, let's look at errors and mistakes. Mistakes are acceptable. Errors you want to try to eliminate. So eliminate your errors, manage your mistakes, because both are a part of this game and they don't go away. Think about this, man. You got this little golf ball, you got this little golf head, and you're trying to move it 200 yards. Are you crazy? Okay, that's the way it is. That's the game, Xander. So manage your mistakes, and you're going to make them. They're never, ever, ever going to go away. Hey, Xander, tell me the truth, man. You ever miss a 3-foot putt?
A lot.
Okay, but you make the comeback, okay? The thing about it is this, it's part of the game, man. And I'd be honest with you, when I missed those 2-footers, yeah, I missed a 2-footer, man. There was more break and I didn't give it enough speed to hit it through the break. I'll look at my my playing partners and all I can do is laugh and shake my head. And you know what I say? I didn't see that coming. That's what I say. I didn't see that coming. And then I go to the next hole, and that's it, But, the course is going to get you, man. You ever hit a shot and there's a root underneath the ball and you hit the root before you hit the ball and the ball goes to the left instead of straight? Come on, man. That's part of the game. So, Xander, don't attach your ego. And the reason you're upset is because you probably attach your ego and your self-worth to that bad shot. I look at it this way. Everybody on the course, and I do mean everybody, is going to have bad shots, okay? They're going to make mistakes and errors. That's part of the game. At the highest level, all the way down to us, Xander. You feel me?
Yep. Thank you.
All right, man. Good question. Thank you.
All right, Mike Z asked, how does ego help or hurt us on the golf course?
How does what?
How does ego help us
ego.
and hurt us? Yep.
Okay. A deflated ego is going to underperform. An overflated ego is going to underperform. Okay. There's got to be that balance of confidence and not arrogance or anything. I'll be honest with you. Okay. Here's an example of arrogance. I mean, arrogance. Okay. You've got an approach to the green on a par 5, and there's bunkers left, there's water over there, and you hit this ball maybe, correctly maybe 25% of the time. Okay, but there's a lot of trouble, and it can put an extra score on your card, and there's OB or something. To me, some people call that stupidity. I call that ego, man. You really believe you're gonna put that ball on the green? Man, you better put that away and get your 5-iron out and lay it up to 100 yards and avoid the trouble. Ego. Tin Cup, the final scene. He takes a 12 on a par 5. Okay, that's it. So obviously, lack of ego, you're not going to be confident. Over ego, you're going to play a shot where the risk is too high, and you're going to have that little voice on your shoulder, go for it, Mike Z, you can make it. And everybody else is like, Mike, what are you doing, man? Put the club back in your bag. Okay, so I've seen both, and that's why I say it's a balance of confidence. And obviously the playing conditions, distance, lie, wind, all that kind of stuff affects the shot. But yeah, over ego, under ego. You know, I like to think of a bell-shaped curve. Too much ego, not enough ego, and the performance level is low. But here in the ideal performance state, where you have a balance of confidence and focus and emotional joy, that's what works, Mike. Thanks for your question, Mike.
Does anyone else have any other questions? That's all I had in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a question to ask you guys. So how's your confidence? Does this make sense? Talk to me. Donna, does it make sense what you learned today?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense, because once again, the people that I play with, if they have a bad shot, they'll go, oh, I'm such a loser. I can't putt today. I don't know. And I tell them, don't say that. You're putting that in your mind. And so I'm trying to tell them to stop it, because I don't want to hear it either. But
Yeah.
they attach like, oh, I'm just such a loser. I don't know why I can't putt today. This is just awful, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Donna.
So I'm
Donna.
trying to reverse that. Yes.
Okay, good. But Donna, the moment somebody engages in a conversation like that, double the bet. Did you hear me? Double the bet, okay? My girlfriend, you're going to get paid, okay? All right, Xander,
Okay.
I got a question for you. So Xander, I said, you know, the reasons why. So Xander, let me ask you this, and then if you don't answer it correctly, I'll give you the answer. So Xander, the next time you hit a bad shot, what you going to do, bruh? Come on, Xander, turn your mic on. What are you going to do?
Shake it off and go to the next hole.
No, yeah, go to the next shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the next shot. Sometimes that's the next hole, but shake it off. That's right. Now, I will tell you what you do. If you're programmed to believe that golf is a mixture of good and bad shots, and Tiger said, I might hit, hey, pay attention, Xander, 2 perfect shots in a round of golf. That's what Tiger said. Who are us? I might hit 2 perfect shots in 5 rounds of golf, not counting my putts. Okay, Xander? And you know, and I still managed to shoot to a single digit handicap. So I'll tell you this, look at it this way, you know, you go to the next shot, but I look at it this way, you know, if it's a part of the game, you're programmed to believe that, and you will find, I promise you, that if you can accept the fact that it's a part of the game and you detach your ego from outcome, Xander, you're going to find it really, really easy to just accept those shots and then go into what I call DC. Do you have any idea what DC means?
No.
Damage control. Don't make a bad situation worse, bruh. You know how sometimes we get really upset over a shot and then we just do something stupid? I go into damage control. If I am stuck, the first thought I'm going to see is, can I advance my ball? If not, I'm going to take my bogey and I'm just going to chip it back to the middle of the fairway and play through. And here's the thing that's really interesting. Now and again, because I'm not upset, I just accept it as a, you know, as a situation in the game. From the middle of the fairway, I'll hit the shot close enough to the green, to the pin, to get the putt and walk away with my par, even though I chipped out. It doesn't happen often, but it definitely does happen. But if I didn't know that, so I just go into DC, I'm going to chip it up, try to get it close to the pin, and 1 putt to keep my par. But if not, it's only a bogey, and that's acceptable. That's acceptable. Just don't want too many of them.
Thanks for everything.
All right, man. Happy. How do you take a great warm up before playing? Okay. Okay. Warm up. I was asked this question last week and I don't mind repeating it. When I warm up, I go to the putting green and I work on my long putts. Then I go to the driving range and I only take my driver, my 7-iron, and my sand wedge. Driver, because that's probably going to be my first shot off the tee. 7-iron, because a very, very smart pro told me a long time ago, 7-iron is the one club in the middle of your bag that transfers both up and down to putter all the way to driver. And I take my sand wedge because my sand wedge, you know, I'll be honest with you, if my sand wedge was a human being, it would be my best friend. My drinking
Really?
okay? My sand wedge, that's my escape club. That is my escape club, my sand wedge. So I'm going to hit my sand wedge half, 3/4, and full, open and closed. And then I hit my 7-iron for distance, you know, middle of the green. And then I hit driver for distance. And then I go back to the putting green. And then I play a game I call 1, 2, 3, 4, where I'll line up the balls behind each other, 2 feet apart. And all I'm trying to do is get speed. I'm just trying to feel the speed and pray that the green that I'm putting on matches the greens out on the course. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But that's my warm up. And then I go to the first tee. Okay.
All
Chat. Who's that? I got one. Sorry,
Yeah.
can I take this one from Barb Weber? Barb, are you still here?
I am. I'm right
All right,
here.
Barb. All right. I'm going to share one with you. Too many swing thoughts. Girl, you better leave that swing alone. I want you to play target golf, not swing golf. Leave that swing alone. You own it. Don't worry about it. Just because it makes a mistake, goes left, goes right, and you're trying to go straight, that is no reason to mess with your swing. Your swing is saying, Barbara, leave me alone. I know how to do this, okay? Barb, I'm going to tell you what the magic bullet is. And I talked with and have surveyed a lot of people. Swing tempo is the glue that keeps the swing together. Find your tempo, all right? Tour tempo is 1-3. In other words, you swing down 3 times as fast as you go back. Find your tempo for every club in the bag. And if you're chipping or putting, your swing tempo is 1-2. The full swing is 1-3. And I'll tell you, when I get a little fast, I don't think slow down, Barb, and you got to be very careful about this. I don't think slow down. I think get back to 1-3. There's a difference because you may slow it down to 1-2. Or if you're too slow and you say, I need to speed it up, you may go to 1-4. But tour tempo that I have found that works is 1-3. You go back 1, you come down 3 times faster. And I've found good contact. But don't say slow down. Don't say speed up. Say go to 1-3. Tempo is the glue that keeps the swing together. Okay? It solves a lot of problems. You know, who was on Golf Channel? I forget the young man's name, but he said, he's an award-winning golf coach. He said over 200 things can go wrong with the golf swing. Over 200. Okay. And I say to myself, that's just too much stuff to think about, man. So David Ledbetter gave us the key. He said, swing tempo. And you know what? He's right. Swing tempo. Okay, Barb?
Yes, that's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Baby shark. Okay, baby shark with my daughter. Okay. All right. Good. Well, what time is it? Oh, it's 7 o'clock straight up. We did it. We're done.
Yes.
Hey, guys. All right. Okay. Everybody turn your mics on. Everybody turn your cameras on. Come on. Turn your lights and camera. I want to see who I'm talking to. Come on, everybody. Turn your cameras on. Turn your mics on. Come on now. I want to see who I'm talking to. Let's have some fun here. Xander, there you are, boy. All right, Xander. You're outside. I wish I was. Okay. Before we go, I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to say those 3 powerful words. All right?
I got
What are those
this.
3 powerful words? We know what they are. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
I
I got
got
this.
All right. Good
I got
job,
this. I got
Hi,
everybody.
Xander.
I got this. I got this.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Doc. Thank you everyone who attended. Make sure to sign up for the next webinar in 2 weeks.
When is
It'll be
that?
How to
2
manage
weeks.
pressure during competition.
How to deal with the pressure. Yep.
Yep.
2 weeks.
Hey, Donna, you ain't got no excuse, girl. You got my email. Just email me, okay? There we go. Just email me, Donna. I'm good.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks.
this was fun. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.